Hello everyone, it's Simmuz here. Welcome to a brand new video. In the Sims 4, we are doing another furnishing challenge, and I know guys, I'm sorry, I'm making so many furnishing challenges lately. I did one like a couple weeks ago with the Victorian furnish build, and I did one the week after that, and then I had a little bit of a break from them, and then I'm coming back. So this one was actually recorded right back to back with the others. I was doing a lot of challenges, furnishing challenges in that period of time, so obviously this is one of them, and it is again from hiphiprenee. If you don't know hiphiprenee, I don't really know why you don't know her at this point. If you're watching my channel and you're not watching hiphiprenee, like, are you really watching my channel at this point? I made so many videos of me furnishing her shelves, and she does some amazing shelves. I really love them. And obviously if you like my builds and you like this build as well, it's completely made by her. I just furnished it. So go follow her. I'm gonna link her down below. I'm gonna link her channel and her Twitter and her Twitch as well, because she does amazing streams as well. And yeah, go follow her right now. But this build is a farmhouse that she created, and it is another shell that I decided to furnish. I really like how it looks. I really loved how it looks first as well, like the actual shell itself, and I decided I really wanted to try a little bit more to do this build, since I always do shells that look like kinda, I don't know, I never try to experiment with my shells. So in this one, I did experiment a lot. So as you can see, I'm doing a lot of different things. You're seeing on screen me building walls and adding frames and stuff and taking down things. I'm trying to do a framing work of on the ceilings with using walls, and then using the, oh my god, how they're called. I have like a big lapses in my mind right now. I'm forgetting how they're called. Like the thing that connects columns. You're seeing me placing them on the ceiling, using walls and replacing them with those, and it is to create like a framework on the ceiling to give it a little bit more texture or something different. I saw it in another build. I don't remember where I saw it. I think I don't remember where I saw it, so if somebody wants to let me know in the comments down below where they saw that before. I think it was on another creator's video where I saw this. I'm not sure. Where they did like this awesome, like, oh my god, how am I called? How am I supposed to call them? You're getting them on the ceiling, like very rustic looking, and it looked super cool. Since ceilings don't really do much in game, we don't have the ability to change the colors of ceilings or anything. I decided that this was a very good option to try something different, and I really wanted to do that. Also in this build, I also do something something different that I usually don't do, and I really want to start incorporating more in my build, which is using debug objects, because debug has some awesome objects. Let's just say that. If you don't know what debug is, I talked about it in another video on my channel, and that debug is basically a hidden tool. Like, you have all these objects that are in game, but you cannot normally buy them on the catalog because they technically don't exist in game, but you can use a cheat to get them out and use them in game to place in your builds. And those objects are usually stuff that it's in the game, like, I don't know, cars, for example, or plants, or potted plants, fences, walls, and all these decorative items that are technically in game, but you cannot use them because they're maybe around the world and are not in the catalog. You can use debug to get them out and use them in your build. And that's exactly what I did. And I used lots of debug objects, especially on the outside, to decorate, and I'm super pleased with how it turned out. I really love it. I love how rustic it looks. It is super, like, very farmhousey, very colonial, and I just really like the feeling and the vibe of the entire house. I love this like downstairs as well. This downstairs part here, it's super cute. They have a TV that's very small. I really wanted to keep it on the down low with technology stuff, so that it feels a little bit more, lived in. Also, a little bit more older. And also these carpets that I'm putting down, I love how they look. Like all these carpet like intersecting with each other. I don't know, I love it. And this chair from Cats and Dog, I love that chair. It's super, it's perfect for this build. This is exactly the vibe that I wanted. And obviously, as always, I'm doing this a lot with this kind of window, this bay window that it's in game. Every time Renee uses this specific window in her builds, she does that, not a lot, but I see this specific window many times when I do her furnishing challenges, and I love it because I can fill it with plants and it looks super cool. I love it. So please, Renee, keep on doing that because I need that in my game. Every time you do a furnishing challenge, I need that window. I was kidding. Not every time I need a window, but I love it. I'm trying to fill the space a lot. I really wanted to fill it to the brim, basically, like have every single inch of it have something in it, which is something that I usually don't do as well, because I really like to keep some empty walls, some empty spaces, more than just for the player's sake, since technically if you are playing with a house, you might be like, oh, I want to place my stuff in it, I want to place my photos in it, I want to place my Sims stuff in it, which is definitely something that I take into consideration when I build houses like this one. But also I wanted to do it because I like the empty spaces in the houses. I feel like a house that is completely filled doesn't always look great, especially with my aesthetic, which is usually more modern, contemporary builds. But in this case, since this is more of a colonial, old, rustic build, I really like how it looks when it's all filled to the brim, like many people, many generations lived in this house, and there's so many things, there's so many objects, and this piece of furniture, maybe it's from your grandfather, and this was handmade from this person, and I don't know, I love it. And just in general, I think The Sims 4 has so many objects that really work with this aesthetic as well. Just in general, they just have so many rustic objects, especially like cats and dogs. Cats and dogs, I cannot speak, what the hell. Cats and Dogs has very much that aesthetic that I wanted, but you can literally find it everywhere in game. Like there is base game stuff that looks like that. There are stuff packs that have that aesthetic, like Laundry Day, or oh my god, how do you call the Romantic Garden, or Movie Hangout as well, or what else is in game that has that? There's so many things. Oh yeah, obviously, oh my god, how do you call the expansion pack where you are basically in Germany? How is it called? I'm forgetting names. I'm getting old, I'm forgetting names. Oh, get together. Yes, get together. Those are all stuff packs and game packs that all have this kind of aesthetic, this older aesthetic, and it just serves itself for making builds like this one. And I like it, I really like it. And when I have either you can do this kind of builds or you can do very modern builds, which is definitely what I tend to do more. I really like modern builds, but since I had this farmhouse, I really wanted to keep it on the rustic side. Also, I put these postcards here in the kitchen and I love them. I don't know what's up with that, the postcards in the kitchen. I think I saw those in at the same time with the framework on the ceiling. It was the same build, maybe even. I don't remember. I'm so sorry, I don't remember where I got my inspo from. But if you guys know it, obviously let me know down below. Which is the creator that you saw do this first? I think it was maybe it wasn't a video that I saw. Maybe it was like a build that I saw in the gallery. Or maybe it was on Reddit. I don't remember. I don't know why I'm trying to remember. I should talk about the build. Is that I'm just trying to remember where I saw this. I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, this kitchen, I didn't have much space. I know it's kind of a bigger build, but we didn't have that much space because of the fact that I kept a bigger living room. The kitchen didn't have super big space to like flourish, you know? So it is of more of a galley kitchen, technically. I mean, it is a galley kitchen, not even technically. But I still think it looks super, super cool. I love the little nook on the side where there are all the jars and the potatoes and the boxes and the pots. And I don't know. I love that. And again, doing more of this little neat trick. And you're gonna see it in screenshots because I try to keep... usually when I do screenshots, I try to keep the ceiling at the lowest possibility of being into the screenshots because it looks bad, because it's totally white and blank and super modern. Unless it is a modern build, that it doesn't really matter. But when I do these older looking builds, I try to keep the ceiling out of my screenshots, but in this case, there are some screenshots where you can see the ceiling clearly, and you're gonna see that because it looks great and I love it. Also, this house is pets friendly. You can have pets in this house. You can see pets added. There are bowls. You can have dogs, and you can have not hats, cats. Oh my god, I don't know what's up with me today. I'm kind of all over the place. I don't know. I cannot speak, but it's fine. Also, other thing that I don't know if it's good or bad, to get to the bathroom you have to go through the house basically, because the door comes from here, which is the dining room, and you can enter only from there. So if you are in the living room and you want to go to the bathroom, you have to go through the kitchen and the dining room to get in. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I thought about it. I thought about moving that door on the side, but I think this looks good still, so I'm not upset about it, and you guys shouldn't be either. And it works. It's fine. It's just a little like thing that your Sims have to go through, but it's fine. It's house planning. So here downstairs we had this bathroom. It's not a bathroom. This room here. I decided to use it for a home office, which has basically the only other piece of electronic in the house. There is the TV. Technically, there's also a boombox in the living room. That is considered technology, even though it is a boombox, and I don't think anybody has a boombox anymore. I might be wrong, but in my opinion, I don't think anybody has a boombox, which is sad. I love boomboxes. But also there is also this computer here because, you know, in a house, in The Sims, you need a computer. I think you basically need a computer in a house anywhere. Like, a house without a computer, it's not great. Again, using some debug objects inside, like that, oh my god, painting brush, and also the little cup with colors as well. Those are both debug objects that I decided to place on the easel. I don't know if that makes the easel unusable. I don't think so, because since they are debug objects, they technically don't have they don't take space. They don't take up space. They are just there, just aesthetically. So I don't think that should be a problem. I think it should be totally fine. But if, I don't know, let me know. I haven't playtested this house, so I'm sorry. So right now outside here, I'm building a shed, which is gonna be a beautiful shed for doing stuff in it. There's gonna be, I think, a woodworking table I put in. Or maybe it is a flower arranging table. I don't remember. Either one of those. I built this, as I said, a couple of weeks ago, so I forgot already what I put in it. I remember that there was this shed, and I really like how it looks in the end. Obviously, if you don't like the shed right in front of the pool, it made sense in my opinion, since this is a farmhouse, so you would have like a shed where you can, you know, keep your gardening stuff in. And obviously this house is very catered toward gardening Sims, since there is like all the gardening stuff. Oh yeah, it is a flower arranging table. I thought it was a woodworking. I don't know why. It is a flower arranging table. If you don't like the shed being obviously catered towards that and you want this house to be a little bit more modern, you do have the ability to change it up and maybe put in a bar and a couple of chairs and to make it more of a party shed, like a remodeled version of this shed, to have it be, I don't know, cooler, so you can have like a pool party and have it as a bar space. So that's the other possibility you can use this shed for. Obviously, since I wanted this aesthetic, this is my shed and it looks like this, and it's like filled to the brim with stuff, and it's like, I love it. I really love it. The only downside is the fact that there is the ceiling that's completely white, but that's fine. Also using that trailer that is debug, this like truck that it's debug as well, I really love it. I just love debug objects. I have like a big thing for them right now. I'm trying to use a lot of them because they look super cool and they are not expensive because usually they don't cost anything, and they add a lot of decoration to the house, and I love it. I just love it. So you're probably gonna see a lot of debug objects on my channel in the future. I'm trying to like move these planter around to make it a little bit more interesting, but this is like the planting area of the house, so you can have all your planting needs filled. Because of the fact that it is a farmhouse, so I decided to keep the idea that you can have a planter sim that comes in and does like gardening and a lot of that stuff. If this was a tiny house, it's not a tiny house. I don't think you can even try to make it a tiny house. If it were a tiny house though, you could have great stuff because you can make it, you can have buffs for planting, so that would be like super good. I think only micro homes though have planting buffs. I'm not sure. I should check that out, but I think maybe only micro homes. And this is definitely not a micro home. It's way more over 32 tiles. Definitely over 64, and I'm sure it is above 100 tiles as well. But it's fine. I love it, and I don't care if it's not a tiny home. Even though I'm loving tiny homes, doing something different. So, like if you guys, I'm saying this on every video, but I'm doing loads of tiny homes and micro homes and small homes in my spare time, just to get the hang of it and see what works and what doesn't, and how much I can push it and how much I can pull it to make stuff fit in. Other from than that, I'm just like, I don't know, where I was going with this. Yeah, I'm building so many tiny homes that taking a break and a step back from those and doing this was very good for me. So that now I have this like this itch that I add in of building tiny home. It's gone. I can do this bigger home and not feel bad about it. I just like big homes as well. I love tiny homes. I love the pack. I love how they look. I love everything, but the normal size homes, whew, I love them. I just love them. You can do so much with those. And tiny homes are good, but you have a limit. I don't know. I'm rambling. Just ignore me. Just watch the video. Mute me, put on some music, and ignore me because I'm just not making sense right now. I mean, I'm making sense to me, but I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys. But yeah, I'm using a lot of painting, terrain painting as well, for these entrance. Since Renee already placed some painting outside at the front of the house, I decided to keep the vibe and put it inside as well. Also, oh my god, the front of this house, guys, I'm so pleased with how it looks. It looks super good. Just the fact that it did so much, I don't know, I love it. I really like how it turned out, the front of the house. I don't know also why I'm making so many details at the back of the house right now and why I'm not letting this go afterwards. I don't know why I went this direction. Like, I finished the inside bottom floor, the first floor of the house, finished that, completed that, and then I went outside and filled the back garden. I don't know why I went there. I usually finish the inside of the house first and then do the entire outside. Well, this time I decided that wasn't my opinion. I don't know. I don't know why it wasn't my thing. I usually do that, but in this build I decided not to, and I don't know why. So technically, right now, if you're watching this, at this point we don't have anything upstairs. Like literally, it is bare. Like nothing else. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why it went like this. It went like this, and it's fine. And you guys are gonna enjoy that. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know where I went wrong. And also, I'm putting so many details outside, and then we're going up. Like up is right now. This is like exactly how I filmed it. I wanted at first to place all the footage in a manner that it made sense, but then I realized that when I'm doing the upstairs that I'm doing right now, you can see the back garden anyway, so you will see all the stuff that I did anyway. So I decided, no, it doesn't make sense to move the stuff around. I'm gonna keep it as I filmed it, and since I filmed it that way, it is that way. I'm using also some objects from Tiny Living. You can see here the desk and the oh my god, the bookcase. The reason is Tiny Living, I love it. First, I really love how it looks, the vibe and the aesthetic and everything. But also this bedroom up here, it's not that big. It is like, it's long, it's very long, but it's not like very wide. So you don't really have much space to work with. And I think using Tiny Living objects in this case really helped me. But also just in general, it helped me definitely, because we can have the desk and the bookcase side to side. I could have used also the bookcase from City Living as well, but that one is a little bit bigger because it's taller. There is also another bookcase that it's like the same size from the one from Tiny Living, but I don't like how it looks because it's a little bit too fancy. I don't remember which pack it came with. I think it's a game pack. I don't know why I feel it is a game pack, but I'm not sure. But anyway, I could have used that one as well, but I decided not to. The reason is it is too fancy, and I wanted to keep this house on the down low since it is more of an older looking build. And this is gonna be like a teen / child room. It is for a younger sim, definitely, but it could be for a teen as well. Yeah, and adding a couple of decoration here in this little landing for the stairs. And now this is the upstairs bathroom. There is obviously a bathroom upstairs as well, which is great because if you are in the middle of the night and you want to do something in the bathroom, you have to go downstairs unless I use this bathroom upstairs here. So I like how it looks. It works. There is this little shower inside the little frame. It's cute. It's cute. It's a little bathroom. It works and it's nice, and I'm pleased with that. Obviously, yeah, good. This is the master bedroom. The master bedroom is very green, but I don't mind that. I think it looks super cute in the end. And you guys can let me know obviously what you think about this. Which bedroom is your favorite? Which part of the house is your favorite? My favorite part of the house is the garden. I don't know, I'm obsessed with garden lately. I'm doing so many builds with good big like super detailed gardens, and I like it. I like gardens. The back garden and also the front yard as well. Those I really love them. But obviously, guys, let me know in the comments below what is your favorite part of this build. Also, I'm trying to put this little box of like tissues underneath there, and I had to place like a many on top because you would always snap to the top of the little side table. But in the end, I did it, so I'm pleased with that. I'm doing a little more stuff. There is obviously a pet bed as well, so there is a little smaller one downstairs and a bigger one upstairs. So if you have a bigger dog or yeah, no, I think cats always use the small bed unless there is only a big bed, while dogs, if you have a small dog, they use the small beds, while if you have a big dog, they cannot use the small bed, they have to use the big beds. So you have every option that you need. So at the front here, you can see that Renee painted some terrain, that it's like prime terrain for plants to be there. Like that's literally what it is. Like, we needed plants in that space, and that is exactly what I did. So many plants. So right now it's changing because I'm trying to keep it more on a reasonable thing. You wouldn't have so many different type of plants all like together, and that's exactly what I did. I changed that for these flowers, purple flowers that you're seeing here. Those are from it's not Get Anything. It's the first game pack that we got in game. I'm losing my names. Like, I don't know what's up with today, but I don't have any names in my mind. But I did use these purple flowers here, and so many rocks. I put all the rocks around it to make it look like it's a little like bordered area, and I love how it looks in the end with all the rocks. It was a pain in the ass to do it because there are so many rocks that I had to place and move and scale up, scale down, and move it again and place it and move it and place it. It was a lot, but I love it how it looks. Also, this trailer right here, I decided to put a lot of like grass underneath because the idea is that they're not really using that and it's just sitting there for a while. So yeah, that's exactly the vibe that I wanted, and that's exactly what I did, and hopefully you guys like it. A couple more plants on this side in this little thing here. A lot of other bikes, not bikes, rocks. I'm putting bikes next. That's why I'm thinking of bikes, because bikes are gonna go there. I really wanted to make like a bike stand thing, so I had to go through the entire debug catalog and see what could really work. Also, these little bird houses, those are super cute. I decided to use a lot of those, but I was looking through the entire debug catalog to search for something that could look like bike racks so that you can like leave your bikes there. We don't really have that in game, which is a big thing for me. Like, if you had bikes, please give us places to leave our bikes. Like, I'm not gonna leave my bike around, please. But in debug I did find something that actually in the end really works, and I'm pleased with that. Obviously, guys, let me know what you think about that. I'm pleased with that, and it's fine, but I want bike racks. I don't know, I want bike racks. Please give them to me, please. Right now you can see I'm going through the entire debug, and I changed this thing, the car at the front with another different truck to make it look a little bit. It's an older truck. I think that is the reason why I decided to go with that. So here it's me lining up all the options that I have for bike racks, and yeah, in the end I'm using one of those. I'm just looking through debug because there's so much stuff and so much cool stuff, and I like it. Yeah, you can see right now there's so much stuff in debug, like so many I don't know, so many things, so many plants and little things, a little decoration. I don't know. It's just cool. In the end, I think I used these two. Yeah, those two white poles. And here are the screenshots. Obviously, guys, this is the outside of the house. I really love it. Obviously, you can let me know in the comments down below what you think about this house. I just love it. It's so detailed. It's so detailed, and I love it. It's not crazy detailed. I see some builds in gallery that are wonderful and so detailed. This one is okay. In my like usual style, this is so detailed, and I love it. And that was exactly the vibe that I was going for. You can see the ceiling. That is exactly the thing that I wanted to put. Like, I love it. I really love it. Obviously, let me know in the comments what you think about this build. If you want to download it, you can download it on a gallery. It's under Silly Simmuz, like here in the but without spaces, or you can use hashtag Silly Simmuz as well, or also hashtag hiphipfarmhouse if you want to see this build and other builds as well that other people created using the shell from hiphiprenee. That was the house that you saw at the start of the video, obviously. This is the kitchen. I love this little nook here and this little shot down into the dining room. I love it. This little postcards and the stuff on the walls. I love it, guys. I don't know, I'm so in love with this build. I really hope that you guys like it, because if you don't, I'm gonna be sad because I put so much effort into it. Like, there is a little hole for the rat. Like, there is a mouse in the kitchen and it has a hole. that's cute. Like, don't tell me that that's not cute. I love this bedroom as well. This bedroom is super colorful, super nice, very like child friendly. I like it. I just like it. I don't know what else to say, guys. I just like it a lot, and obviously I really hope you like it. And I highly suggest you go check out hiphiprenee as well. She's gonna tour this build pretty soon. Obviously, oh, maybe when I post this video, it's gonna be also already toured. So go follow me on Twitter. It's too late, but go follow me on Twitter so that you know when she is gonna do the stream, because I'm gonna retweet her stream for sure. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Put on notifications so that you know when the next video is coming out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like this build, because it is a furnish, but I love it. I just love it so much. It's so good. I'm tooting my own horns so much. I'm gonna sound so pathetic, but I love it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna leave. Thank you. Bye.